Hey, everybody. Today I want to talk to you and I want to explain to you exactly how I made $250,000 in the first 7 months of this year. It's insanely simple and it's not at all what you think it is because I have tried multiple times to get to six figures in different ways. And these are the things that are consistent, the things that have always worked, and the things that I'm amplifying as I scale my business to seven figures. So I figured you would want to get in on this. Make sure you know, because I'm teaching these exact same tools in the Six Figure Systems Mastermind. It starts on Monday, so make sure you get in there. And we have 2 days left before I need to get you guys all onboarded. Like we gotta go. There is work to be done. There are people to help, and you are the person to do this. So I want to tell you there are 3 things that I listed out. I briefly wrote this down, exactly how I made 250K in the first 7 months of this year. The first thing that I did that is not at all what you think, especially from someone who talks a lot about the actions that you want to take. I needed to become the kind of person who believed that I could really be a multiple 6 and 7 figure earner first. I think the way that we think the world works is that we think that if we do a lot of things and then we will have the income, the goals, we'll reach the goals, then we will become the kind of person that really makes this happen. And I want to offer to you that this is one of the most crucial things that you can do, because I want you to think about right now, do you believe that you are a 6-figure earner? Just answer it honestly. Are you really thinking that you are a 6-figure earner right now? Do you think that your business is going to hit multiple 6 figures? If the answer is no, that's where I was at and normal. Most people have these lofty aspirations of what they think it looks like to be a multiple 6-figure earner, and it sounds amazing when we talk about it. But really what happens is you want to actually become the kind of CEO that makes 6 and multiple 6 figures. One of the biggest things I want you to think about is I want you to think about what you're doing for your business today, right now on August 9th. I want you to think about what you're doing, and I want you to think about, you're probably in a routine. You're probably in a habit of doing certain things, maybe not doing certain things, like going in and out of a cycle of consistency. And so what happens is, if you are the kind of person that is now elevating themselves to a 6-figure status, how would you take the exact same thing that you're doing and up-level it? So for me, when I'm posting, if I'm just posting to post, that is a marketing activity that a 6-figure earner does, sure. And I can say I've checked the box. Yep, I marketed today. And that's a great place to start. But you need to be thinking about marketing like a 6-figure earner before you've made 6 figures. People trust people who they feel are confident and they are secure in themselves and they're grounded before they pay them. You need to be that kind of person too. Right now, starting today, whenever you watch this, I want you to think about how you can take the exact actions that you're doing and how can you up-level them. For me, I had thought about myself as a 6-figure earner, but the biggest thing for me is it took other people seeing it, really truly seeing it in me before I was able to actually do it myself. I remember I went to a content weekend with my dear friend Olivia, and when we went to this content weekend, I had all these thoughts, even last year when I made $156,000, I was like, oh, it's I'm just friendly, I'm approachable, and these are all good thoughts. And when I did the webinar, I recorded a webinar when we were there, she was like, who is that? Who is this leader? It makes people think. And as you watch this, you know what your regular energy, your current energy is like, and you know what your 6-figure energy is like. And for me, my 7-figure energy, I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to be excited, to be passionate about it. And sometimes it takes someone else really seeing it in you and developing it in you. Every single round I have done and invested in masterminds, which is why I created this one, because I know the power of a mastermind. I created this mastermind to be like a 6-month time period where you create the most momentum and inertia that you ever thought was possible. And being around other people who are trying to do the same things that you're doing is going to help you up level right now. I know it will. It's happened for me every single time. And seeing it, other people reflecting me as I couldn't see myself. You know, it's like when other people say, oh, like, you're really great. You're like, yeah. But it took me seeing people I respected their opinion. You know, it's like friends and family are awesome. But when there's someone who is a professional in this industry that sees you for more than what you can see yourself as, there is a different level of, really, it raises the bar for who you are. And I think that for me, it took me having Olivia see me. I felt like Christina Langdon, another dear friend of mine, Olivia Zacro, Christina Langdon, Charlotte Smith, Melissa Parsons, Stacey Bayman, who I, as a person who was just attending, I was a person that was in a smaller container, and I really did not believe in myself. I saw myself as this small I saw myself as a small teacher. I was like, I'm this teacher from North Carolina. I had a lot of thoughts about it. And between all of these amazing mentors and masterminds that I've been able to be a part of, I really found that I up-leveled myself because they were like, wow, Megan, you are something different and someone to watch. And I never had heard it from other people that I respected, but having someone else realize who I could become helped me believe that maybe, just maybe, I could do the same. And I know that you, as you're listening to this, have the capability. If you are in this group, if you're in the Six Figure Systems Facebook group, you are the kind of person that wants to grow. You are the kind of person that is a high achiever, that you want to get things done. And I know that that is the kind of person that makes six figures. That's the kind of person who's a six-figure CEO. And if you're not there yet, and if you're not at multiple six figures yet, it's because you don't believe in you enough. There's this book called The Mountain Is You, and it says that you are the obstacle getting in your way. Now, I know that if you really want it, you can get six figures on your own. I know that you are fully capable of doing that. However, for me, I didn't want to waste time. I was like, I don't have time to waste. I wanted to hit six figures for sure before I had kids. And that's why I put my money where my mouth is. And I was like, I'm a coach. I want to make sure that I'm getting coached by the absolute best in the industry. And because of the investments that I made, I was able to take myself insanely seriously and up level like a multiple six-figure CEO would. So I want you to think about, if you were a six-figure earner right now, I want you to think about 6 months from now in February of 2025. And I want you to think about, what kind of decisions do you make today? The decisions that you make right now get you there. And I'm so serious right now because I know that you guys are too good at what you do. You are too talented. You're amazing experts in your service. And I see so many people wait. I see people that are just pushing it off for another day. And that's exactly what's going to happen for your goals. And I know I'm usually not this serious, but I know that this is a difference maker between you enjoying your holidays with your family and working on Thanksgiving morning. I know that this is a difference maker between you maybe having the opportunity to purchase presents for the holidays for your family. I know that this literally, like, six-figure systems is the difference maker between you actually being able to take time off from your business because you trust it. I want you to ask yourself, do you trust your business? Do you trust your business to grow without you being there? That was the kind of things that I answered for in 2023, and the reason why I am at $250,000+ just for the first 7 months of this year. We have 5 months left to go, guys. And also DL, who's another amazing coach, she looked at me and was like, you're on track for $500,000 this year, and I want to see you do $1 million next year. And I was like, oh my God. Like, factually, she was right. And I didn't see it for myself. And I want to be the person that all of these people have been for me. They saw me before I saw myself. I want to know that if you are in this Facebook group, I have added all of you, and I want you to know that I see you. If you want a six-figure business, I see it in you. And being a six-figure earner is not something that is innate. You're not born wanting to make six figures. You're born having the ability to make it or not. It is something that you can learn. It is taught. It is something that it's just skills. That's the only thing that is keeping you from six figures. You are already an amazing service provider. If you can just shape up the back end of your business, learn how to market way more effectively, if you can learn how to manage leads, if you can learn how to plan and sell at a six-figure level, you have to learn that before you make six figures. You don't make six figures, you could, but it's going to take you a lot longer. And I've talked to people, the people who I'm now coaching, who have been at this for 10 years. And I'm so delighted. If that's where you're at, I do not want you to waste another year. Not that it's wasted, but I want to make the most of this year for you. I know how hard that must be, and I want to take you to the next level. If you are serious and you want to do it, let's freaking go. But you need to focus on that step one, who before how, because you're going to do things right now that are very different than you would if you didn't do it, if your mindset wasn't there. The reason why I invested $25,000 every 6 months in my business coach at the time, and still do, Stacey Bayman, and why I invested $15,000 with DL, and I invested $12,000 with Jackie, and I think right now I'm at $15,000 with Krista. The reason why I invested so heavily in these people, Johanna, my therapist, I pay her $5,000 every 6 months. The reason why I do this is because I'm serious. I take my business seriously. I know that I want to move. My goal went from six figures before kids to 7. I bet I could make 7 figures. And for every penny of that 7 figures that I'm going to make, it's not an if, it's a when. $1 Million Megs is here to stay. She's a little more, she's ready. And I'm ready because I know that you are capable of creating this for yourself. And I've been talking to so many of you in the DMs. I can't let you take another 6 months to not take yourself this seriously, because you are worth it. Your business is worth it. The people that you're going to help are worth it. And I invest heavily so that I can help future people too. I can help. When I invest heavily in myself, everything that I take, everything that I'm learning, I teach you. I just bring it right back, and it makes it so much more powerful. And I know that you're going to do the same for your clients as well. So from here, I want you to think about first, who before how is exactly how I made $250,000 in the first 7 months of this year. The second thing I did is I had to think about, as a 7-figure earner, which is what I'm becoming, and you, as you listen to this, are a multiple 6-figure earner in the making. I had to think about what I wanted that future to look like for me. I've heard of people killing themselves to make 6 figures, and I know it's possible. I know that you can work your butt into the ground, and I know that you can go ahead and work 60 plus hours a week. Multiple people do that, and that is one way that you can do it. But I thought about who I wanted to be as a 6-figure earner, and that really made me change the way I wanted to approach my business. I didn't want to be working in my business 60 hours a week. I could, but I also realized that I wanted to have kids. And I also realized that I wanted to be able to travel all the time. I know that you guys have been seeing that. I'm going on 22 trips this year. 22 in 12 months. I literally am living, I recorded a podcast yesterday about how I'm literally living the life I thought I would be living 10, 15 years from now. And I'm now living that now because of the vision that I was able to have for myself as I grew. So I really thought about, who did I want to be? And I knew I wanted to be the kind of person that could travel. I wanted to have that work-life balance. And for that, I knew I needed to put in place systems so that I didn't, even if I left my business wouldn't stop. So that's why I created these systems. I was like, okay, if I can batch out my marketing, that lets me go to Antarctica. that lets me go and do all these amazing things that I've been doing. And so I was like, this is awesome. This is exactly where I want to be. And I really thought and nailed in that, and I realized that as my business grew past six figures, that I was going to need to hire other people, that I wanted other people who were even better at what I did to be supporting me, because now I've got I think every day when I go into my Instagram, I think I have around like 35 people messaging me every day. And so I realized that in order to keep that up, I needed to have somebody who was going to help me filter messages. And so I think it was May of this year, I hired somebody to help me filter my inbox, because there are some, people who aren't real humans, and I wanted to make sure I had that. But I have a system that I now taught Haley, and now she is working flawlessly for me. I also have been getting a lot more followers, and I wanted to make sure I kept up that consistency, that personality, building those relationships, which is the core tenet of who I want to be as a CEO. I don't want to be someone who is like behind the wall. I want to be in your business with you, and that starts before you pay me. And so I hired another VA, and she sends messages to every single person that follows me, a video of me, so I can have that personal response to people without having to be in my business all the time. And I also hired Tess, so that for me, because I have ADHD, when I go onto social media, I get freaking distracted. I lose my train of thought. I could spend hours on there. And I knew that if I could just have somebody post for me, literally just copy paste my text and put some sort of graphic over it, then I knew that I would be able to take my time. And now, because I'm able to pay people, I was able now to use that time for more valuable places. So for me, the second thing I need to do is I need to think what I want my business to look like. There are so many people that teach business coaching, but I think one of the things that sets Six Figure Systems apart is that you learn how to create that work-life balance. And I've heard about and I love looking at other people's business models, and I think it's fascinating. And my business is insanely simple. And so that's one of the things that I offer every single one of my clients, is keeping it simple so that you can have the lifestyle you want and make the impact and income that you want. I don't want you to have to sacrifice either one of those things. I want you to keep it so simple that you are able to have that work-life balance and also confidently serve your people. And last but not least, I wanted to make sure that I was setting my business up for a six-figure business. And I consider this to be these three different things that you need to do to have a consistent six-figure business, which is what I've had for the past 2 years, even though it's only my 5th year in business. So communication with my audience is critical. That's why 2 of the people I hired are literally just to make sure that I'm up to date talking to people. Then, and again, this is at a 7-figure level. For you right now, if your DMs are empty, we need to start communicating with people. If you think, I really do believe that when you are scaling to 6 figures, you can do it without having DMs with people. You can do it without building relationships. But I want you to think about the kind of business you want to run. Do you want people to have a relationship with you beforehand? Do you also want it to go really fast? Because when people actually get to know you on a one-on-one level, if you want to get to 6 figures faster, that's what's going to take them there. Having an actual relationship with you, getting to know you, like you, and trust you on a one-to-one level. And that's exactly what I teach in 6 Figure Systems, making sure that people not only are just in my DMs, but they also move. I'm like, okay, are we a good fit? If not, that's great. But then afterwards, I'm going to stay in contact with people, which is huge. And then last but not least, I want to have the consistency and the constraint. I know that as a multiple 6 and 7 figure business earner in the making, for me, I knew that I did not want to have a messy business. I didn't want to have a business with 17 different offers. I didn't want to have to be working all the time, because when you've got 17 different offers, guess what you're doing? You are in your business all the time. Ask other people who have tried it how many hours they're working. I didn't want to do that. Because I know that I also show up better as a coach and as a mentor to my clients when I'm taken care of and when I've got rest on my side, when I've been able to fill up with all the energy and excitement of travel and come back and just go with my people. And that gives me time to think about their businesses and think about, oh, this would be a great thing for this client and this would be a great thing for that client. I know it makes me personally a better business owner when I have work-life balance. And I know that it makes me a better coach too. So the next thing that I did is I made sure it was super constrained. I was like, I have six-figure systems, the mastermind. That is my offer. This is the one thing that you can pay for right now. And I wanted to make sure that was the case so that I could also have time to plan a wedding and things like that. The other thing that is really important for me is that I have consistency. That within my business that I have now, my God, I was able to go on 2 trips in this launch in and of itself. I was able to go to Kentucky with some friends and film content. And I was also able to go to Buffalo to visit my fiance's family. And I was able to take 2 trips on a launch. Within a launch model, when you've got a group coaching program, there are 4 times of the year that are the most important times of the year. And I still wanted to travel, even though this is the most important time of the year. One of the 4. And I was like, and I made the system so I could do that. It's pretty awesome. So I don't want you to feel like you're stuck in your business all the time. I want you to be able to get out. I want you to be able to live. I want you to be able to enjoy your life so that you can go and help your people even more. And that, with the last thing, is the constraint or the consistency. So I made sure that I had that so that way I could, that's why I hired Tess, so that way I could get my posts out, make sure everything was scheduled, get some new ideas, and now I was able to make $250,000 in the first 7 months of the year. Just because of the simple systems that I teach literally every single one of my clients, and I would love for that to be you. Because I know that these next 6 months are going to be a game changer for you. I know that by February of 2025, I want you to look back and be like, this is when I set everything up. I don't want you to look back and be like, probably could have done more. I want you to know that you left it all on the table because that's how I want to live life too. And I know if you're in this group, that's how you probably are living too. So I know that you are fully capable of doing this. I know that if you have someone to believe in you, it's going to help you get across the finish line a lot faster. So that's what we do in Six Figure Systems. The group starts on Monday. So make sure, Monday at 12 Eastern. So make sure you get in as soon as possible. And I can't wait to see you there.